YouTube, what up, man? It's Trucker Sherm, man. The topic of this video is called networking and trucking. Networking, hold on for a second. Hold on. Yo! Which way you going back? DOT sitting right outside. If you go straight, they're gonna get you. Go around. You know how to detour, right? All right. Yeah, back at you, man. Live from Welcome to My World. DOT sitting outside the rail where we haul out of. So I was letting warning my man what he up against. You know what I mean? I didn't want to see him run right into him. But he says he don't care. He going the right way. Me, I'm taking a detour because even though I'm not really concerned or any issues with my truck, I just know that if they pull me over, the time wasted, I can't get that back. So I'm going around. As y'all can see, my yard is literally 5 or 10 minutes away, but I'm detouring around the yard just to get back in an opposite way. But yeah, the topic of this video right here is called networking and trucking. This morning I met a brother, young cat. He haul containers like me, but he's dealing with a broker. So, and essentially he cut the middleman out. And now he's dealing directly with the plug. I told y'all a while back that I view trucking as being in the streets. And I mean, it is what it is. Now granted, I'm like 7 to 8 years removed from the street life. Although I'm removed from the street life, there's some things that I just can't let go. And that's the hustler inside of me. I'm a hustler. It was born in me. I learned it from the streets. That's just who I am. I'm a hustler. Even in the streets, I was always a hustler. So I view trucking as hustling. Because, I mean, if you have never been in the streets before, then granted, you can't relate. And that's what's up. But if you have been in the streets before, then you could agree with this here. Trucking is just like the streets. And you selling drugs. I told y'all that when I first started my channel, that I view this as being in the streets, but only, you know, I'm doing this, it's legal. And I'm doing something productive in life, and I'm making something of myself. I don't participate in any street activities, any of that stuff. I view it as such. When you come in the game in trucking, you start out, you know, you get your CDL, you drive for somebody, and you know, you're a company driver. No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not here knocking company drivers. I salute company drivers. Y'all got less stress, believe it or not. Y'all got less stress than someone that has their own truck. You may not have the money that you would like to make, but you have less stress in the process, which is a win from a stressing standpoint. But yeah, you come into the game, you start driving for someone, so essentially it's like you're hustling for somebody. Until you get your feet wet and you get your knowledge up, then you wanna, you know, you no longer want to work for anybody. You go out and get your own truck, which is your product, and you essentially become your own boss. So now you are your own boss. You're not hustling for anybody. That's how I view it. Trucking, to me, is the same exact scenario as being in the streets. In the streets, you start out hustling for somebody, you're moving packs or whatever for somebody, until you decide to, you no longer want to do it, and you do your own thing. Now, while you're in the streets, you put away money for bail, you put away money for lawyers. If you're doing your own thing, or you're considering doing your own thing in trucking, you're putting money away for taxes, you're putting money away for maintenance for a rainy day, because those rainy days will come. That's just the nature of the business. They will come. So that's why I view it that way. So moving right along, I met this cat earlier, and we networked. I exchanged numbers with him. He broke down everything, how to go about dealing with certain brokers. It was a good experience. It was a good greet, put it like that. It was a really good greet, man. I met this dude. We exchanged numbers. He's from Philly, and it was a good greet, man. I can't complain. He shared a lot of knowledge to me, and as soon as I get that knowledge, I'll share it to you. You gotta be willing to network in trucking, because that's how you grow in trucking. Whether it's dry van, reefer, hot shot, whatever you name it, it's room to grow in trucking. But I will say, in trucking, first of all, in trucking, you're never going to get rich in this. You're never. I don't care what you're saying, you're never going to get rich in this. I know you got a lot of guys that make it seem, they give out this facade that everything's great. They're brokers, the loads are great. Don't believe that, because I know dudes that's hauling for brokers right now, OTR, that they're still sitting at a truck stop. My man, he was sitting at a truck stop for like 2 days waiting on a broker load. So, like, I'm saying this to say, and I'm not, look. I'm not putting down any company drivers. I'm not putting down any OTR guys, low owner operators, whatever. What I'm saying is, if you get into this, have another resource of cash. That's what I'm trying to work on. Have some goals in trucking. When I started trucking, I made a goal, y'all. I'm gonna learn the business, and I want to. I'm gonna learn the business, and then from there, what I'll do is I'll get my own truck. So that's what I did. I mean, I'm not a seasoned vet. I'm still learning as I go. But I didn't want to drive for anyone. I wanted to drive for myself. I looked at it as trucking is dangerous enough as is. I might as well do it myself. That's what I did. Once I got my truck, I said, all right, I want to buy a house. After that, I wanted to fix my credit, and I wanted to buy a house for my family. I want for my kids to experience the joy of having their own home, something I didn't have as a kid. So that's the route I took. I achieved that. My next goal, I want to get another truck. And after that, I want to venture out into trucking outside of trucking. I look at trucking as a platform to do other things. I want to get like some type of certificate, some type of class. I want to get into the HVAC, heating and ventilation. You know what I mean? I want to get into that, because trucking to me is so up and down, man, that it's hard to consistently stay afloat, because you have some bad periods where the money just ain't there. So it's always good to network, to find out where the money is, A, and B, and this is my point of view. I could be wrong. You may not agree with it. You may believe that I'm wrong, and then maybe I am. But from what I see, trucking is so up and down that sometimes you may take 5 to 7 to 10 steps forward, and you had a really good quarter, and then you'll have a quarter where you take 10 steps forward, and you take 45 steps backwards. So now you in a hole minus 35 steps. That's just trucking for you. It is. And if you have your own truck, you can agree with me. And if you don't have your own truck and you aspire to get your own truck, still get your truck. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just saying have a game plan ready when you're doing this, because things can happen, man. Your truck could start saying, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. And if this is all you're dependent on, you know, sometimes it can get rough, man. And when it slows, or when freight slows down, and you're spending more than you would like to, you know, it gets rough. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and say I got other ventures right now. I mean, I don't. But my goal is to start putting my hand into other jars, not just trucking, because it's so up and down. That's just my logic of it. So once I pursue my next venture, get in my truck and to start, you know, look out to deal with a broker and, you know, all of that good stuff, I'll give you guys the information so you can share it, or keep it in your back pocket if you decide, because it's always good to network in trucking, man. Most of the friends that I've met, and I consider these guys true friends now, we networked, and we probably met through trucking somehow, and now we just share information. It's always good to network in trucking, y'all. So I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. That dude I met this morning, man, when he walked in, he bumped into me by accident. And, yo, it didn't go bad, but I could just tell that. And I hate to judge, because I could be wrong, but I mean, you typically be aware of some of this stuff. I could tell he came up the same way I came up. It was one of those greets where you look someone in the eye and you can see that this dude has been through a lot, just like yourself. And we vibed, man. We vibed. And he sold me game for free. That's love right there. But yeah, man. Hey, always remember, networking, trucking, always have a goal and plan. Don't let it just end. Don't let it just stop at trucking, man. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. And if you someone like me, in my situation, if you're in my situation, and you know, you came up, you made a lot of mistakes as a youngster, you got a felonies on your jacket, you still want to get in trucking to try to change your lifestyle around, change your life and provide for your family, it can be done, man. Just take a look at some of those videos I post with the companies that will hire you with the felony, man. This Trucker Sherm, I'm out. I just had to do a little quick detour to get around DOT. That's another thing why I view trucking like the streets, because look what I just had to do just to get back to the yard where I haul at, to avoid DOT. I'm ducking DOT and wait stations. So to a degree, you have to believe me or feel me that trucking is a lot like being in the streets. Although you're not in the streets, like I said, I'm about 7 to 8 years, probably about 8 years removed from that street life, man. Totally washed it out of my DNA, but I never dropped the hustler's mentality. I'm a hustler. That's just who I am. I just love hustling, and I love networking with people to bring more dollars. That's it. Or potentially bring more dollars.
Speed warning.
But yeah, man, thank you for watching this. Even if you don't agree or you can't relate, thank you for still watching. And I'm just ranting, but I would like to keep these videos coming, whether it's tutorials on how to fix something, or how to pre-trip a trailer, or giving you insight, just giving you insight from the rails, man. Hey, thank you for watching, man. Trucker Sherm, I'm out. Peace.